the stories that I've heard of how people are touched by the place and the people who we meet along the way, it's very different for each person. But definitely,
Yeah.
what is common is some sort of shift or some change that happens. Oh, I've got this frozen thing going on again. Bloody hell. Okay, sorry. Oh, now I'm
Well, one of
blind.
the things, sorry, go on. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, no. Well, I mean, just sorry, I just wanted to go a little bit deeper into something that you said at the very start of, I mean, it starts with this curiosity and then um, not being comfortable. And I think, well, I listened to another talk recently about Bayuls in the world and a Bayul being a secret land or a hidden land um, that's associated with the mandala, often of the Guru Rinpoche's mandala. And the Khumbu is one of these so-called Bayuls. And what you said about, feeling discomfort for a few days, because the reason, I mean, from what I understood of the talk, is that there's this um, energetic quality of going to these places where it's like a pure land, but it's not in a pure land in the way that we might say it's really comfortable and plushy and we get all of our needs met. We do get all our needs met, I feel, and it is an amazing, blissful place, but from the perspective of the inner world and from the perspective of growth, maybe. I mean, maybe you could expand a little bit, like based on your experiences of Laudo and being in Solukhumbu.
You know, what I heard someone say was that the Khumbu, particularly up there, is the outer bale, and then there's the secret bale that apparently the entrance to that exists right where Rinpoche had the Amoghapashe painted.
Mm.
And there's like apparently there's a door up there. Um,
A literal
so
or
not no, there is no little noise. Like you would, it would be like you would, there's supposed to be termas,
right,
these
yes,
hidden texts in the
yes.
cave. And like I said last time, I was like always looking up and going, come on, where
Yeah.
are you? So you have to be extremely pure
Mm.
to even get access to these places. But my concern would be, could you get out again? I don't know. But I think what you were saying about this, it's an energetic experience. It's like everybody that goes on these pilgrimages, you come back with this shared experience, and it makes for every single pilgrimage I have been on with Venerable Rabina, everybody's been extraordinarily harmonious.
Mm.
And people might have certain people that they hang out with more than others. And these groups have been big. And
Mm.
then you somehow have this connection with this person for years after,
Mm. Mm.
after you've been traveling with them in that way. So it's kind of, yeah, it's quite special. But of course, there's this whole thing of karma, you know, like you said, it impacts different people in different ways according to where they're at, really, you know.
Yeah. But it's also, that aspect of discomfort because I just remember when
Hmm.
Rabina led the trek, so many of her teachings were around really like it just puts a laser beam and a magnifying glass on our attachment to comfort and what we are used to. And it because we're so taken out of our comfort zone. And it's in fact like a wonderful place to practice. It just makes this so fertile um, experience. And you in that moment, you're actually dealing with your shit in a very real and direct and compassionate way because of course they'll be guided people will be guided by you and by Charak Lama and as we move through together and I think that yeah often people ask like is it cold up there I'm like yeah it's cold
Yeah, it's really cool. No
minus
question
10
about
yeah
that. Bring a hot water bottle.
yeah it's like get ready to feel cold yeah
Make sure you got all the right gear. I
yes
remember there was
preparedness.
one,
Mm.
Drachom, who's a monk from Singapore. He took a group of maybe a handful, about 7 or 8 people up to they might have gone up to Laudo for, but they went by helicopter. And they're from Singapore, right? So they're used to comfort and they're used to warmth. And so one of the women said to me, am I going to be warm enough in this? And I knew just from looking at her down jacket, it was too thin.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to go up there for maybe, I don't know, 5 days or a week or something. They were
Hmm.
back in 2 days. And I said to Dredgen, what happened? And he said that they were so uncomfortable. They couldn't, it was too hard for them.
Oh,
And one of the women said, Dratcham didn't even let us go to Namche to Bazaar to shop or something like this. So,
oh,
so the, I think, but I think it was the other thing too about the trek that we're doing, there isn't really once you get up there, you're going to be moving forward. And so we won't have a helicopter that can just bring us all down. But I do know that it will be cold and we won't get all of our needs met. So I think it's good to go with this idea that you may not be able to get a shower when you're at Laudo. So,
mm.
you can bring things with you to make yourself feel comfortable if you need to do that. But I think the thing that I found for myself was once I clicked into this idea and I realized, well, this is not going to be available here, I was fine. It was like, oh, you mean I don't have to have a shower every day? Well, you don't seem to care that I'm wearing the same
Well,
clothes for a
people don't have
week.
showers every day up there. They think it's kind of weird that we have showers every day because it's like, yeah, they're
Well,
like,
it's too cold. I mean,
you
for
don't need to
Anila,
shower every day. You get sick as soon as you have a shower. They say,
that's
yeah,
exactly what she
well, your
said.
hair will be wet and you'll be sick for the rest of the pilgrimage.
It's, why do you want a shower? So
Yeah.
I think this this like you were saying about because when I'm teaching them meditation at the YMCA, it's a
Hmm.
noisy place. It's an active noisy place. It is not a gompa or a meditation center where people coming in and being very quiet. And
Mm.
although we have soundproofing, there's always somebody on a loudspeaker, or there's always the children down the hallway, there is
Hmm.
always the people walking past chatting, and it's really grist for the mill for the meditation.
Yeah,
So we
that's a great
pay
way to look at it.
attention to, what we do is we kind of create a little bubble, an energetic bubble around ourselves, and just allow the sounds to kind of be there.
Mm.
And one time it was really noisy and I felt so bad. So at the end of the class, I apologized to everybody for all the noise. And they're like, well, we didn't notice it. So
Wow.
that was just extraordinary to
Mm.
me. So
Mm.
I think it really, like you were saying about the teachings that Venerable Robina was giving, it's like it really kind of gets you in touch with what you are attached to in terms of comfort. And that might be a difficult practice for some people who are coming on the pilgrimage. It might be hard for them. And then on top of that, if you've got headaches or you're feeling unwell,
Mm.
or like one person in 22 who got dengue fever, that ends up changing the whole pilgrimage for her
Mm.
and for everybody else.
Mm. 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 Mm.
So, I think you have to go with an open mind, understanding that we will be up in the mountains and you won't have your cafe latte. Well, you do. You can have as many cafe lattes as you like in Namche.
In
But
numbers.
when I was going up in the very beginning, like when I was in 2013 when I first went up there, I think I said last time there was no internet.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was just left to my own
Yeah.
resources. I could barely even, I think one time I went to call Mary Colony and I had to walk quite a way up a hill to even just get like one or two bars so I could call her. But
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, for people now it's very much connected. And then but then it's as well, it is an invitation to simply, if you can, I mean, if you don't have children back at home or people who need to contact you in emergencies, to simply switch off. It's really rare
yeah,
gift to be able to do that these days.
yeah,
And to be feel and to have this protection and this, as you said, we hold energetic space for people to be there. So if people get sick, you'll be cared for. We've got a team of guides. We've got us who will be there to help you. It's not like, oh well, you definitely
You
we have
work it
enough.
out.
Yeah, yeah, we have enough people and you will be cared for. So I think it's just for people to go there and feel like, okay, I can um be in this experience and not feel comfortable and look at that very closely. And also just coming back to what you said about, turning left from away from Everest Base Camp. I think like what's been building sort of in the last, I guess like in the last maybe 20 years, like this concept of a bucket list, and people feel like, oh, I need to do this thing before I die. I need to go see the sunset in Santorini before I die because a guidebook told me that everyone needs to do that once in their life. Or I need to go climb EBC and, I don't know, go there. When you actually go there, I mean, as we know, it's not it's not the vista that you may imagine. Like once you get there, you'll see it's rubbish. You'll see it's full of tourists who are simply there to have this like bucket list experience. You've got people who are really unfit that you see on the track, and then it's like they're almost being dragged up the hill because it's something they
That's
want to
something
do
they think
before
they
they
want to do.
die. Yeah. Yeah. And I just remember what Sangila, who's passed away now, but when he was the director and during the first Laudo trek, and he said so many people come to Everest, come to the Khumbu to just do trekking. And we've come to Laudo and that is so precious to be able to have that wish to do something kind of beyond just having an experience.
Tricking you.
Mm,
I think also too, even if people do come on the pilgrimage with this idea of, oh, I'm going on this special trek to Nepal, when once they get on it and like you were saying, it's an energetic experience. You
yeah.
can't help but be touched by the environment. And so people may not even have language for what it is they're experiencing.
Yes.
But it's more than a trek. It's a trek because that's the physical activity that we'll be doing, but it's much, much more than that. I did have the opportunity in about 2018 to fly over Everest Base Camp,
Mm.
and that was enough. I was so excited to see it, and I was so excited to
Oh,
see the mountain because you couldn't really see it that close up because
yeah.
it was so big.
Yeah, yeah, it's huge.
But
Yeah.
the enormity of the mountains up there is quite moving. You just
Mm.
really get a little bit of perspective about yourself and your own individual problems when you see the mountains that big. It's like, oh, something so much bigger than me. And for me, it was like once I'd seen the base camp, and it was so thrilling to see it, all these little tents, and I was completely satisfied. I have no desire to go up there.
Mm.
And the
Yeah, you
other
can see
reason
Everest
also
on the
too,
way as well.
huh?
We if it's a clear day, we can see Everest on the trek, and there is
Oh,
an
you
opportunity
can.
to
There
to
is that
point. Mm.
bathroom stop on the way up on Namche Hill. And you can also see it from Namche Bazaar.
Mm,
And
exactly.
then if you want to go up higher to the Everest Hotel, you can see it from there as well. It's
Hmm.
clear.
Yes.
But flying over it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, if people want to do that, there are tours you can take from the hotels or something. You can just helicopter up there for a day.
Mm.